Alright YouTube, I'm back again with another figure review, and this time it is for Gurren Lagann, and more specifically because Gurren Lagann made a bunch of different figures. This is the Fulldrillized version from Revoltech, and he just fell over. Anyway, well that he's fallen over, I'm going to pull him up here so you get a better view of what this figure is. They've made a normal Gurren Lagann figure before without all these drills pointing out in every which way, and this is just another variation of it with the drills going everywhere. But anyway, yeah, Gurren Lagann is an anime character from the show of the same name. Actually, it's got a Tengen Toppa in front of it, so Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann. Just type in Gurren Lagann, you'll find it. Pretty awesome show. It's hilarious. But anyway, after I saw the show, I was like, I would just love to have one of the figures from that show, because this is just an amazing show. And I ended up finding this guy for, with shipping, about 15 bucks. Awesome deal for a Revoltech, which is, they're credited at being like, they're really high-end figures, but they're not like, say like Figma's up here. Revoltech is kind of like here-ish. In between there, I'd say, is like D-Arts. There's some crazy expensive figures above and some crazy cheap ones below. But not to say that the Revoltechs are crazy cheap. They cost a lot, and you do get what you pay for. They're pretty nice. You just have to get used to how the joints work. So, before I get into him any more than I already have, let's start with the box, accessories, and we'll get back to this guy. Alright, so, here we see the box right here. Actually, I think this is one of the smallest boxes I've got. You can see the side right there. This is a piece of paper wrapped around it. You can tell right there. It keeps getting stuck on that lip all the time, so it doesn't really matter. Shows a couple other figures from the same series. Well, actually, he's from the same series. I have no idea what that guy is. But anyway, it also shows on the side, if I can get that lip to go back down, there we go, how the joints work for Revoltech. It's all in Japanese once again, so I can't read it, but you'll see it later when I start moving him around, because I don't know if I really like them or not, they're just okay. Now, here's the back. We can see, darn, I'm gonna have to do this again. See different poses we can get with this guy. He's a really dynamic character. I really wanted to get this one because of what kind of crazy poses, like kind of like this, that he does in the show. It's like an over-the-top action comedy, and I wanted to make sure that I was like, oh cool, I'd be able to do some like super over-the-top stuff in a figure form. It'd be awesome. Now the back here's just ads. You scroll this up again, you could see at least some shots of like what the accessories are. I had to go back and check on this because since I got this on eBay, well after the fact that it came out, like it's the number 58 of the Revoltech series, and they're like well into the hundreds now. So this is kind of old. So I wasn't sure exactly what he came with. Specifically, I wasn't sure if he came with one of these or not. Someone can clarify that in the comments. These are really handy. They come with Revoltechs mainly because they'll store all the accessories in the little box. I honestly don't know if he comes with one or not. I only have 3 of these, and I have 4 Revoltechs at the moment. So someone didn't come with one, and I think it might have been him. So that kind of stinks because he's got a lot of little parts. So I actually use this with his stuff, even though it's not technically his box. So kind of a bummer there, because it's not showing it, but it is showing the stand that it would come with as well, and a bunch of other stuff I'll show you in a sec. Here's the other side of the box. Another cool image. I'm trying to get that paper out of the way, but not like getting rid of the paper. Alright, and since this box is actually so small, I can just put it back there. Alright, sweet. First accessory, I'm going to go into this one. If you've seen this show, it's all about having ginormous drills. And I'm pretty sure they are making perverted jokes about it too. It's a strange show. Pretty awesome. But anyway, this drill, the main character has what's called a core drill wrapped around his neck, and you'd be able to turn this into the necklace that basically is the same thing. You just put a chain through here. They actually sell the necklace in like a metal one, and if I really wanted to do that, I'd probably just get a metal one because they only cost like $5 to $10. My friend's got one. But what this is actually for, take this part off, and now you can put the peg in here for the figure's hand, and it becomes the giant drill that I can use out of his hand. So that's pretty cool. You can use like a Giga drill breaker, something or other. Next giant piece over here. These I'm going to the big ones that wouldn't fit in that little case that I had over there. Are the giant glasses. You would use these with one of the hands over here. If I can get it in there right. It's kind of hard. I don't really want to cram it. So I'll take a picture later giving you an example. But basically at certain points he'll like whip the glasses off of the robot, and all of a sudden they're like, 10 times bigger than they should have been. It turns into a giant boomerang, and it's just great. So that is for getting poses with the giant boomerang. And then while I'm talking about doing that, this is a replacement part for the chest piece on the face for when you are taking the glasses off. You replace it with this. Once again, that one's kind of a pain to remove and switch, but when you do, you could see there's yellow eyes under there that then get revealed when the glasses are off. And while this is over here, just a size comparison of those to these. They're obviously not supposed to be looking like the same size. And also these are transparent. Really cool. But before we go back into him, because I clearly want to talk about him, there's that part right there. Just going to move these out of the way. Next we've got, I have 4 hands here, but he's got 2 on him at the moment. I believe they're both just normal fists. Yeah, so here's one normal fist on him, and the other normal fist left and right. Down here we have 2 kind of open hands. Both of these are for holding that the glasses, and it's for left or right. And then the other 2 hands, one of them we have for like pointing to the heavens, and the other is kind of like some dynamic fighting pose or grabbing something. I don't know. That doesn't really matter. They both look kind of cool. As much as you'd think you would do this all the time with him, I've never really used this one because it's kind of difficult to get him to like pose as dynamic as he does in the show, because he's so over the top in the show, and when you limit a character like that to very real joints, it starts to become an issue. And here is a replaceable head for him. The head is kind of like an unnecessary piece. See if you can see the one on here without it being blurry is like an angry, and then this one is like a semi-angry. So whatever, I don't know why you would switch it. This one just looks more detailed, is why I keep it on. I've never even used this. It's just there. I kind of wish it was like the other Gurren Lagann figures where the detachable head, since that's actually another mecha that's like combined into the large one, I kind of wish it had the body form of it. One of their Revoltechs does do that, but well, either way, I'm going to move on to the main event over here. This guy, he's not too big. You can see that's my hand behind him right here. So he's a decent size. Number one thing I have to say about him, he is really, really, really hard to pose. Aside from the fact that you're trying to get over-the-top poses out of him already, he is covered in drills, and they hurt. Don't touch them. And it's so hard to pose him without getting hurt. Throughout this video, I bet I'm just gonna go ow, 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 like 100 times, just trying to show you how he moves. So I'm gonna try and straighten his arm out over here so I can show you how everything moves, and we're going to start once again from the head and work our way down. Alright, so the head, like I said, the head will pop off. I don't really want to do it right now just because then I'd have to either swap it or something, but the head actually has a lot of movement. If you can see that neck, yeah, there we go. It's got a little joint in there to go up and down, and then there's a thing in there to go side to side. So for being as tiny as it is, like, that's my thumbnail next to it, this thing can move quite a bit. The only thing I wish it could do a little bit more, and this is just me being super picky, is look up a little higher. Because if you're doing anything where you are, like, piercing the heavens or using your Giga Drill Breaker, you kind of want to look up at it, usually. So that's kind of an issue, but you can look down, really far down, which you can get some pretty cool stuff out of that. You can also look really far to the side. It's not possible to turn this one all the way around just because it actually does have a neck joint to it right there. But still, does like almost everything you would really need it to do other than look like directly up in the air. Alright, shoulders. These are Revoltech joints. Since I haven't made a Revoltech video yet, I'm just going to give you like a really quick Revoltech type review. And I personally don't like these things. They can hold a pose like none other, but they are a pain to get into place. Some people really like these, and then other people just really hate them. But basically, you can hear it, it's very loud. And every time you do it, I'm like, oh my god, I think I broke it. Sometimes they need a little bit of force to move to get into the spots you need them, but generally it's not that big of a deal. It's just, on a figure like him, I really would rather it be smooth, and I don't want to force anything, because if my thumb slips, like I've nicked my fingernail into these drills a bunch of times. You know, you get that purple stuff in your nails, it just hurts, blood. Well, anyway, so both of the shoulders will move up like that. These joints will rotate all the way around if you want them to. It's kind of tough because you do have to avoid the glasses right here, so sometimes if you're doing some really odd poses, you either have to like twist that sideways, so it's a little easier to rotate without anything getting in the way, see? And that way you'd be able to aim his arm up again. The only way to really get his arm to go up is to rotate it around the glasses, and then you would put that back again. So you can get a lot out of that shoulder. Like I said, I mean, these can go at a lot of different places. It's just pretty difficult to get them there. The next joint here we have is on the elbow. It does the exact same, it's just on a peg and it clicks. So you can really put it anywhere you want. Another thing about these Revoltech pieces is every single piece can come off and switch with something else. Some people love that, and they make like some creepy, you know, darn it, stupid leg. There's something wrong with the leg on mine, but let me get back. I'll talk that later when I go to the leg. Some people will actually combine these Revoltech figures and just build a bunch of really weird stuff. Yeah, let's not get into that right now, because people make some really creepy things. So, hand joint right here, the wrist. Now, I actually had to do this myself for some stupid reason. I don't know if this was just by luck of how mine was put together, but for some reason, the wrist joint was put in there so that it would swivel side to side, and there's no room to really put any hand pieces in because those stupid drills are in the way. I don't want to call them stupid, they're awesome, but when you're posing, they're stupid. You're gonna hate these things. But see, now that basically what I did, I'll show you. Took the hand off, and then you can now see how that joint is working in there. Grab that with a needle nose pliers, and if they all come like this, you're probably gonna want to do this right away. Basically twist it 45 degrees so that it starts to move in this direction. And the reason you want to do that is so that you can push it completely out of the way to put the hands on, so you're not, you know, hitting these drills, because these are the ones mainly that I was hurting myself on all the time. But also another big reason you want to do that is so you can actually put this massive thing on him, because if you don't move them, let me show you, there is no way to actually put the drill on through there, and it would only rotate, it would only click side to side, so you're totally screwed. It would not go on. So, like I'll show you, you actually can put it on if you do it this way. Downside of that is you can't really point it straight, but who's complaining? I actually got it on. I'm sure it worked way better on the version of him that did not have drills everywhere. But unfortunately, that version cost like an extra 20 bucks online, so I was like, I'll take the drills, I don't care. I'll pose him for extra 20 bucks. I'll take the occasional ow. So, those are the arms. I'm going to try and revert them back to where they went before. Now, I'll turn them around just so we can see the back. It's got giant drills, of course, sticking out of the back, too. There is a joint in here at the waist, and it's really helpful for getting that this face to have expressions. Mainly, it like twists side to side. I think it can go all the way around, but I don't want it to, because I'm just paranoid it would pop out like that leg just did. Like I said, like all the parts will fall off, so I mean not fall off, but they can be taken off. So since every part can be taken off and switched with other parts, you really shouldn't get paranoid that your parts are falling off. Like there's just something wrong with my leg, it's just not sticking all the way. But anyway, like if I wanted to, I could pop this off right now. And in fact, just there, see? It's really no big deal. Every single joint on Revoltech, I don't want to say every joint because not all of them are, but most of them are like this. You have that really, see, there, really strong joint. It will hold the pose, but they are kind of hard to move. And then if you see every other spot, we'll just go into a peg like that in that little hole there, and voila, you fixed it. Well, now he's like munching together. There we go. See, he was, I clicked it too far forward. Alright, so, that's the waist. You actually got to see the innards to that one right there. Now, these flaps also move. They're on itty-bitty little Revoltech joints. For some reason, it looks like mine is put in to go sideways when I'm sure it's supposed to go up and down instead. Sometimes that just happens over time of posing it too many times. The joints will rotate in these things, and it kind of gets annoying when you're trying to, you know, get a new pose out of them. But anyway, those move. This flap right here also does move, but it's mainly just so that you can get it out of the way of the legs, and I'm kind of having issues getting it to move right now. You can kind of see it's on a joint right there. It's supposed to be able to move and go up, but because there's not a lot of room down there, you can't really pose it very well. Legs. I'm going to start with hip first because I got an issue with my leg. You can see how those joints are situated in there. Once again, these are also points that you're probably going to want to rotate almost frequently for when you're trying to pose him, because it's very difficult to get these legs to go in the direction you want. They will move just like the other parts, but they're, see, you gotta, like, is it even going the right way? I feel like I'm gonna break it. Where is it even going? There goes that leg again. Alright, so just to show you why that leg is popping off so much, you'd think it wouldn't, but it's another one of those holes right there, and another peg for the joint. I guess this one's just molded a little small. This should be just mine. There always seems to be like that one part on a figure that just kind of falls off, and I don't know why, but as you can see, it's like super loose still. But since it's his leg, fortunately, and he's usually standing, it's no big deal, and I don't have a problem with it. But I'm kind of having issues getting these to move in here. This joint seems to be in kind of sideways, and this one is like, it's hard to grip the guy to move the leg. Like, I don't know what I just did. I don't hear a click. There we go. See it? It's going actually the wrong way. So my leg is twisted to like kick or something. Yeah, whatever. They are really hard to move. So what you would have to do to fix that is pop this leg part off, needle nose pliers, twist it 90 degrees, not 90, but 45 degrees, peg it back on, and then you should be fine. Well, now that we can see this side of the leg, we're going to go down to my more working leg. See, theoretically, this leg should be just fine. Yours should be just fine. I don't know what's up with mine. This here is just to like help him. I think it's for doing stuff like this so that he still has support or something like that. I don't really remember. I think it makes him move his leg up a little bit higher from what I heard. Okay. So that is on a very little red Revoltech joint. And then down here to the foot, you get about 3, 4, 5 clicks in there, and that's about it. No toe movement or anything like that, but then again, he's a giant mecha, so it doesn't matter. Let me put that back where it was. And this back where it was. Get back in there. So yeah, that's about it. Final thoughts. He's really cool. I'm glad I got him for like 15 bucks. Especially since Revoltech figures normally can run, I'm not talking just him, just general Revoltech figures can run somewhere around like, I'd say like the bare bones cheapest ones were like him for 15, but they can go up to, I know some of them I wanted like $90, and I just can't spend that much on them. Like I know one of them in particular, they made a Alucard from Hellsing, and he's like 80 to 90 bucks. I'm like, no! But, he's a really good bargain if you can find him for that price, even though I seem to be kind of irritated with it because the light keeps popping off, but it's really no big deal, because I mean, it goes right back together. You can like reassemble these figures in any way you want. I could basically build a really crazy looking stupid thing if I wanted to, but I don't, because he's awesome. One other thing I do want to note, the glasses, since they are transparent, they do fingerprint very easily, and they're kind of difficult to clean. So just be very careful with them. Like there's a little nick, not a nick, but a piece of dust on it. And dust is like really easy to see on the glasses. So you're either going to want to keep it clean or just, you know, keep it in an area like glassed in where there's probably not going to be a lot of dust. But other than that, that's the Gurren Lagann Fulldrillized figure. So I'm going to take some photo shots for you and get back with the final reviews. Alright, it's time for some final thoughts on the Gurren Lagann Fulldrillized figure. Now, a couple things I would say about this one, as I'm looking at the final shots, is he is really hard to get into that right pose you want, just because he is, you know, the Revoltech joints are a little hard to work with, and it's really pointy and you hurt yourself a lot trying to move him. So once he's in a good pose, you tend to leave him there for a long time, though he's still a really awesome addition to the shelf, so I'm not going to complain at all about that. The price I got him for was just way too awesome to pass up. If you can score a deal like that, like 15 bucks to get this thing, or if you've even watched this long in the video and you haven't skipped ahead and you're still just considering it, you should definitely grab this figure. To rate this figure, I would give it a 7 out of 10, and that basically the only reason I'm not giving it anything higher than that is because it's just really hard to pose and it really hurts doing so. So Revoltech really is the sole problem that this figure is being rated so low for me. If you call 7 low, because that's still really good, but the thing is, it's still really cheap now, and it's a really awesome figure, so it's not that kind of figure you should really be passing up. It's still really awesome. If you get the chance to get it for a deal like I did, you should definitely grab it, pick it up. If you haven't watched the show yet, go and take a look at that show. It's still pretty sweet, the figure's pretty sweet, and I hope you enjoy it. So I'll see you guys in the next figure review.